what Erin does, helping out lots of people. I used to volunteer at Pablo's for a long time, so I know what she does, and it's really rewarding. And I'd like to thank her for inviting me here. Anyway, I'm going to go through my different art things I've done. So I came from Palmerston North and Hastings, where I painted, and in 2000 I came here and started painting properly on canvases, whereas back in Palmy I used to just get house painting boards and just, yeah. So shortly after I came here and did the paintings, I started doing bolted books. So basically I used to collect books with cool covers, and I thought, oh, you can only see the spines when you put them on your shelves. You couldn't see the cover. So I thought, how can I get the cover so I can hang it on the wall? Oh, I'll glue all the pages shut. Oh, that'll take years. And then I thought, wait a minute, I'll put 2 big bolts through them. And then they can just hang on the wall and I can see the covers. And then I did that and I thought, that looks quite funny. That's kind of censorship. So I'll get terrible books and they'll hang on the wall. They can be art and censorship. Plus people won't be able to read the terrible books. And, yeah, I put them into Olive Cafe and an accountant bought 5 straight away and I thought, I'm on to a winner. So this art form is just 2 holes and 2 bolts, and they have been selling well since '02. They never stop selling. And all I have to do is find terrible books. But I don't even have to find books. I go home and there'll be 5 or 6 books on the front doorstep. And then 2 months later, someone will say, I was in Christchurch and I saw these awful books in an op shop. Did you get them on your front doorstep? And so people just bring them to the house now. Some people bring me a terrible book that might be worth their life, and they give me $20 to bolt it shut. Sometimes while I'm watching, sometimes they say I don't want to watch. And other people tell me they love the books because it preserves something, like when they were kids. If it's a children's book, and they say you've preserved a happy part of my life and nobody can affect that. You've bolted it shut. Then other people say you've bolted shut a dreadful part of my life and it's gone now. You've taken it away, that horrible, yeah. So I've been doing those for years, just hanging those books around town, and I've made the bolted CDs, the bolted record and the record cover, the bolted cassette, and the cassette cover didn't work because drilling a cassette case, it just smashes to bits. And the bolted packets of contraceptives, and the bolted video and the video case. All of these I sold exactly 0. They were all fakes. No one liked the bolted videos or CDs, and the contraceptives, you couldn't use them. You took the bolts out, they're useless. Unless you wanted to hear the little pitter-patter of feet at night. So, yeah, that's the bolted books. Another thing I did was the X-ray lamps. I thought, oh, it'd be nice to wrap X-rays around a lamp for a lampshade, and you can see all the bones and screws and plates and things. But I thought, where do I get them? Well, I went for an arborist. We often went for elderly folk, and they have X-rays. So I'd say, have you got the X-rays? And they'd go, yes. And they'd bring them out, and I'd wrap them around a lamp, and at night you're watching TV and you can see the bones and plates and screws. But the elderly only have X-rays of their hips and knees. And everybody in town wanted skulls. And the elderly don't do dangerous things and crack their skulls like young people do. So all I had was knees and hips. So after a while, I ran out of skulls and couldn't sell any. So the X-ray lamps stopped. The other thing I do, of course, is painting. So I came here and I thought, well, I've got to get a name. So I went to every cafe, restaurant, gallery in the city, and I just hung them everywhere. And I just painted frantically, and they'd be $30 to $200, and at one point I had 7 exhibitions at once. And so it only took a few months and I got a name, and people knew who I was, and I sold a lot of art. Now I burnt the cafes out and they won't have me back. They say, give someone else a turn. So I kind of overdid that. It's kind of a tactic that's good for getting known, but in the long term it probably isn't. Anyway, I hung so many around town, I would hang them on the walls in cafes still wet, reeking of turps, hoping no one touched them. Because they said, have you got 7? And I'd have 5 wet ones and 2 dried ones. And so I'd just hang them, and the staff would say, there was a really bad smell when you hung your paintings. So they were dry. And I'd have to say, don't let people take them for a week. And yes, I had 3 paintings stolen from Wellington cafes, which I thought was great, to be stealable.
Yes.
I know. And I've got about the bolted books, I also made a bolted suit, which is really impractical. It's bad on bicycles, car seats. It's very painful, those bolts sticking into you. You can't hug people. And everything hangs down with the weight of the bolt, so it looks bad, so don't even do that. My paintings, I've got to say, don't bicycle around town like I did in Wellington Wood with big paintings like that, because it's not like a sail that pulls you along. They whack parked cars, and buses are just missing and they just fly around. Yeah, so don't do that. Now the paintings, so people always ask me what they mean, so I thought I'd just go along those 4. The nun, well, I think when people get in a really good space, they see the world like an oil painting. Flowers in the sky, everything's beautiful and vivid. So she is in a high spiritual place, the nun, and that's why the garden's psychedelic. That's how she sees it. The one next to it is self-explanatory. Simply the uneducated crazed villagers chasing the village vampire, and 2 British type bobbies are about to deal with her, arrest her. So I did a lot of the policeman paintings because I think those old fashioned bobbies are quite romantic and they just look good in paintings. Next to that is a policeman, a bobby on the slowest vehicle on earth, a snail, which I like because I've paid a lot of money to the traffic department over the years. Having a lot of motorbikes and cars, I've paid hundreds and hundreds to those people. So I thought my traffic cop's going to be on a snail. Yeah. And next to that's the elephant queen, and she's often with those 2 African sisters who are kind of based on Serena and Venus Williams. They have a large sidecar. The skeletons are their enemies, who were married to the witches, who, instead of divorcing them, turned them into skeletons. So the witches are on the side of the elephant and the woman, and that's a giant black cat at the back on the hill who fell into a cauldron of magic potion. And that's the final battle at the end. Yeah, well, I think that's about my 8 minutes. So, yeah, thanks for coming.